and we start to look at some of the struggles that we have in our hearts and minds around activities and things that we're doing or how people treat us. And we discover that things that we were very attached to are also the source of almost all of our stress and suffering. I worry about this. I don't want this to be. I want that to happen. And yeah, I was in a meeting last night, and this young lady, she's waiting for this decision, right? A decision. She's going to get that call. Middle of March. It's the middle of March. And, it was just fascinating because she's so clear on her own struggle and her own resiliency around it. She started catching herself thinking, well, if I get into too much acceptance that, if it doesn't happen, I'm kind of like making it not happen. So she's like worrying that if I get into too much acceptance, well, then it's not going to happen. I need to want it to make it happen. And then, but if I want it too much, then it's not going to happen. And there's just this thing that was been going on in her mind for days. And I think probably all of us can relate to how much time and energy we can put into really needing this thing to happen. I was talking to someone else. Actually, it was this morning where, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop, but it's not just any shoe, it's the big shoe, right? It's the big shoe. It's what it's all about. And how real it can seem in the moment. And then the shoe drops or doesn't drop, and then it's Tuesday. And here we are, one more day. And now I've got something else to worry about, or to desire, or to attach to, or to, protect. And so if we start, noticing in our own minds how much of our mental and emotional suffering has very little to do with the events, but how I'm identifying with them, how I'm attaching to them, how I'm attributing my happiness to them or my suffering to them. Sometimes we can step out and kind of see it and go, it's kind of ridiculous. And then an hour later, man, I'm all in, it's just because it's so big. And so we noticed this, we talked about it last week on this internal struggle we have just around the suffering of change. And then we got into the pervasive suffering, there's the conditioning, our very conditioning. And got into, how do we really remove all this? How do we be clear of this? And so in the text, they were very clear that removing they're called bakchaks in Tibetan, these karmic imprints, these habits and tendencies from our mind, the base level of mind. When that's clear, we're free, right? Clear light mind, this stream of consciousness going lifetime to lifetime. Once that's clear, we get clear, but it's actually breaking through that is how we become free, totally free.